Okay. What was that? Okay, are we on? Can you hear me?
Hold on, I don't have.
You heard me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. All right, hi everybody. If everybody's out there, or if anybody's out there, hi, how you doing? We're back with another live stream. Karen is here.
Hi, everybody.
Okay, and we're just gonna go ahead and start. I wanted to change up. I had a morning where every morning on Saturdays up until the end of October, I'm doing a gouache class, right? So this morning I did a gouache class from 11 to 1. I guess we ended like at 1:13 without a break. I was painting, so I wanted to relax a little bit, and I said instead of going into gouache again, I'm going to do a digital painting, and I'm working in Sketchbook, Autodesk Sketchbook, or it used to be called Sketchbook Pro. It used to be a free program. Now it's a low-cost program where you can get it either at the App Store on the Mac or on your iPad, or you can get it in the Windows Store, whatever that is. But I had my version for years, and right now it was bought out, and another company owns it. I don't know what they intend to do with it, so they haven't come out with any new version for a while. So here we are. I'm going to add a color to the background. Let me see, just so I'm not painting on totally white background. So just take out the bucket tool, and then that's fine. Alright, then I go back to the pencil, get rid of that. Whoa, wait. I gotta keep my reference on top. There we go. Alright, so this is a reference of a very pretty woman that I met a long time ago. I wanted to marry her, but she didn't want to marry me. Right?
You're so silly.
I miss her. No, this is Karen. This is what Karen looks like. So I am going to... Alright, so the great thing about Sketchbook is that there are a lot of brushes, then there aren't a lot of brushes. If you can look, this is my tools right here, my brush palette. The great thing also is that, say you wanted to, none of these brushes fit what you want to do. Like, say this pencil brush right here, right? When I use it, it's okay, and that's the mark it makes. It can't get any bigger than that though, right? So what I want to do, whoops, I did the wrong thing there. Okay, so it can't get anything bigger than that. You know what the thing is with digital, I'm always forgetting which layer I'm on. So I'm keeping my my photo reference on the top layer. And okay, so suppose I wanted to make a different kind of brush. So I go right here. No, that's the properties. I'm sorry, I don't go right there. I go right here. And this opens up like a brush library, right? Now over here, let me see. Okay, this is what you call a do-it-yourself brush. And if I wanted to create another one, like I would take this, I would choose a brush, right? And it's a new brush set. I'd create a new brush. And I can do like a standard, I can use the eraser, synthetic paint, whatever, all these, but I want to use the current brush I selected, so I go create, right? And so there's my new brush right here. And I can click it to view the properties of the brush. Now I can change this, all of a sudden I can change the size of the brush. And I can change the opacity of the brush. Okay. And then I can also change different properties of the brush. The size with heavy pressure, say I wanted to do something like that, right? So it depends on the pressure I attach to it. Size with light pressure, I want to come down actually. Okay. So, and opacity with heavy pressure, opacity with light pressure, say I want to come down a bit on this. Flow with heavy pressure, I want to come up on this. Flow with light pressure, I'll leave it there. You know, there's the stamp is the kind of mark it makes. So if I wanted to space it out a little bit more, and that'll break it up, I don't want to do that, right? So I want it more solid. Roundness, that'll change the shape of the brush. All right, you know. Okay, rotation also does the same thing. You know, I get more of a taper on either end. Rotation dynamics. Okay. Scaling percentage. Now over here, I can decide how soft or how sharp the pen is. So if I leave it really sharp, that'll make like that. That'll be kind of like ink. You know, that's a good inking brush. Well, maybe I'll do that because I already have a brush like this, so that would make a good inking brush. Okay, so and so those are my dynamics for this brush, right? And I can even go here and change the icon for this brush. Okay, I don't see, this is just something else, so I'm going to forgo that. It's just it's actually the icon of something else that's already there. So I don't want to confuse it by putting two different brush types with the same icon. So I'm going to leave it at that. Let me see if I can I rename this brush? Okay, maybe I wish I could rename it inking brush. So anyway, I'm going to use this brush because I'm not going to use it. This is softer, but again, I have that dynamic where it's right here. I'm able to use, I'm able to make the brush larger. Okay, so I can draw with it. Let me make this a little bit darker, and see, that's maybe too large. So I'm gonna go back and undo that. So, and that's more manageable. So, and you know what? I find that I can play with this. I don't have to be so careful on putting things down. I just there's so many things I can change. You know. But I have an idea of what I want to do. Okay. Oh, before I go on, let me go ahead and share one thing that I think is great, and that is I have some people have asked me for prints of some of the things that I've done, like especially this painting that I did over here. So I have a store on Spring. You notice the right below the video there's like these little icons that you see these books. Those are my sketchbooks, and also prints that you can purchase, canvas prints, or like a 18 by 24 print, or larger if you want. Some of the things that I've done. So I just added that. It helps us out as far as um, our channel is concerned, and also gives something back to anybody who's interested in getting a print or a sketchbook.
Okay. So would you like me to send the link for that?
Yeah. Go ahead. Send the link. Send the link. Release the link. So,
Okay. Let's see.
okay, so over here, the one thing with digital, really, my approach to painting doesn't change. So the same way I would do a gouache, I would do or anything else, the same things. I'm looking for the same things. The drawing, the just the values, and then how I put in the values and the color and so forth. So it kind of just doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, we have Peter Knight with us.
Oh, okay. Hey, Peter.
Yeah, he said, "Hey, Gil, Peter from your Patreon."
Yes.
Here? Okay. Saying hello from northern BC, Canada.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Oh,
Canada.
Wow. Canada. Mm.
Canada.
Mm.
Okay. Well, hello, Peter. Sounds like somebody's fixing something out there and not having a good time with it. So let me see. What I like about this brush is that I can, unlike the pencil brush that I used at the beginning, it pretty much has the same properties, but I can cover a lot more, a lot quicker.
Okay. Well, Peter wants to know, which program did you say you are using?
This is Sketchbook. This is Autodesk Sketchbook. So, yeah. Okay. Whoops. Whoa. What's going on with that? Okay. The thing with digital is that it is so, I don't know what's the word. The colors are so bright, and I want to mute them. So the way I do that is I go closer. I go away from the highest chroma, which is all the way on the right, to the grays, which are all the way on the left on this diamond that you have in the middle of the color editor on this side. So everything that's over here, you have more chroma. This is kind of like in the middle, and towards this side, it's more of the gray. So I'm just trying to get more of that. So, and then the only problem with now I can change the properties on this brush, but it is that I had it so when it gets bigger, it's so fuzzy. And I can also, what I like to do is, where are my, okay, oh, here we go. These are like smudge brushes. A bit bigger than that. So I can push stuff around, kind of like when you paint and you're pushing paint around. I can push stuff around, smooth things out. And what I like to do also, sometimes, not all the times, is it's like I throw things around, and it gets to be like, you're just creating chaos. But what happens is that you can go back into it and make corrections as you go forth. And more than anything else, the digital art is so forgiving. You can make mistakes, and it's not just the undo. It's kind of like when you work in gouache, oils, or acrylic. You can paint over what you have, you know. So what I like to do also is when I'm done with one layer, and I say, okay, I can make changes. I want to affect changes, but I want it to be more subtle. I open up another layer above, and I lower the opacity of that layer. And so what I do is I start now. I'm going to another brush. I like these what they call synthetic brushes. I don't know why synthetic angular brush. This is called synthetic something. I don't know why it doesn't come up, but I like to use these brushes. I like the strokes that they leave behind. Okay, so I'll go a little bit darker. You know, so I begin to draw a little bit more, refine what it is that I put down. And what's fun with this is that also you see there's a little bit of blue in the side of her face. I can introduce that very easily by opening up another layer and going over it. You know, what do you might call it? Opening another layer and then lowering the opacity and going over it with a cooler color like the blue. And I can affect changes that way.
Okay, well, we have a comment from Rudolph. He says, I like Leonardo. Still using it for sketching?
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, he's asking that. And he said, I like all your art using Leonardo.
Okay. You know what? I just haven't used Leonardo in a while. To tell you the truth, I haven't used a lot of digital in a while because I've been teaching a gouache class, and so I've been focusing mostly on that. But yeah, I still use Leonardo. I use actually a number of different software. Leonardo being one of them. I like Leonardo. So when I'm done with this, and I'm okay with it. I just merge it, and actually, you know, this is the same way I would work in Leonardo. You know, the same way working with the layers and so forth. It's just, you know, it just has different brushes. I tell you the truth, my all-time favorite as far as working with digital would be Rebelle, because Rebelle has such natural looking brushes. It's a lot of fun to work with it, and you know, it has a textured background, gives you the texture of the canvas or a watercolor paper, whatever you choose, you know. But that's not to say that this other stuff isn't good too. Obviously, I'm using it as well, and I'm pretty happy with it. Okay, so you know, but my approach to drawing and painting is going to be similar. Even in traditional media, it's going to be similar because I'm still shooting for the same things. So, by the way, I hope you guys, you know, take advantage of the time, of the reference, and go ahead and just paint along with us. Paint or draw, whatever you want to do. You know, but you know, we the whole purpose of this stream is to have this time to paint together.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. So,
You know, earlier you joked about marrying him. Well, look, the best decision I made in my life was marrying you.
oh,
I'm honest. I'm truthful.
yeah. Okay.
That's the best decision I made in my life.
That's not at all.
One
I
of
don't
the
believe
no, the one of the best. I would say that one of the best.
it. Okay. Okay. I
But
can,
a very big decision.
okay. Well, I can live with being one of the best.
Yeah. The other you were gonna ask me what the other decisions were.
Okay. Go ahead. Tell me.
Having our kids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Those are the best decisions I made in my life. Mhm.
Mm. Alright, so okay, so I lower that and I open up another one, another layer that is, and just I want this to be cooler actually. Oops, it's too blue. There's too much of that. One of the fun things too is that when you paint like this, see this leaves marks where it gets very brushy. So you could, you can move back and forwards, and it's like you're moving it, you know. Alright. So, I know what I wanted to do. Go back here. See, it helps it to give kind of a brushy feel when you're doing it like that. And I like it especially for the backgrounds. Okay, so I'm going to move this down. And then I'm going to use my blending brush and just blend this. Soften that edge. I'll come back to it later. You know. I can also use this just to push stuff around. Not just blend it, but push it around. And cut into this. Move the shape closer to what I want. I'm actually moving things around. Now I'm going to put something for the background, but for right now I'm just moving stuff around. So it like I you know one of the things I say with when I'm painting in gouache or in anything, is that it's sometimes you make a connection between the way an artist paints or draws and the way a sculptor goes about his work, and you're actually doing something very similar in that a sculptor would take unformed clay and just manipulate it, move it around, make changes, add, subtract, and just push the clay around till he or she gets the shape that they want, right? And I would do the same thing with paint. It's like I'm pushing stuff around, moving things around until I get what I want. And so you get more of that organic feeling of growing this thing.
That's an interesting way of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, open up another layer. Now I vary the opacity. Sometimes I want to affect more of a change, and I play with these brushes. Okay, this is another brush. Sometimes I change up on the brush. What do I want to do here? So, whoops, that is way too big. Okay, so maybe a little bit darker than that. Still too big. Now, these brushes behave in a similar way, but they all have different textures. So, let me see. Maybe this was not the ideal brush for this. Let me try this one. So, okay. Let me try this one. See what that gets me. Okay, there's space between here and there. Here. I'm trying to measure the space between the eye and the side of our head and where the ear is, and maybe I need to move it over a little bit more. Okay, this has more of a chiseled. I don't want that. Let me see how this looks. This is better. Okay, just trying to draw. Bring back the drawing over there. So this is about what? Well, this is the second painting I made of you this week.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, remember I did that other painting. I had also on this channel, the Gouache 101, which I'm supposed to post every Thursday. I lost track of the time, so I just posted a new Gouache 101. Was it this morning? Yeah, I think this morning. So in it is another painting of Karen, but in gouache. big. Okay, I'm not worried about the color is not exact right now. I'm more concerned about getting everything down, and I can make changes later. Oh, it's been a while since Jason went downstairs, right?
Yeah, but sometimes the store, they're slow.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing.
Okay. Yeah, our son Jason went out to the store. I think as a parent, you always think about when your child is out. It never rests easy, no matter how old they are.
Yeah, that's true.
Our oldest son is working, and when he has a late night, I stay up late till he gets home. At least I try to. Okay, I'm kind of just laying the foundation and building up for things that I am, little by little, you get darker, you get lighter, you get, you come about your painting that way, or at least I do. I guess he had the keys.
Yeah, he did. He's trying to quietly come in.
Jason, you have to be too quiet. That's okay. Our son is home.
Hello.
Jason says hello. So you meet another member of our family. So going back in, trying to always reestablish the darks. And give me a better idea of where all of this is going. That down. So now I just want to not so much change the drawing, but change the color a bit. See, now I can play with it. There's the reds. Maybe I want a darker red. So I got the opacity down real low, so I can add these things, and it doesn't. I don't cover up the drawing underneath, but I change the color temperature, the color value. There's a lot of things that I can do here. What's the matter?
Peter chimed in. He said, "Hello, Jason." Jason went right to his room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can also come back. You know, I can add light colors. I can get lighter in certain areas. And I can also come back and get a color, come in with cool colors and just start introducing them into the painting. You know, say I want to see in this area, it's kind of cooler. And there, those lights are really cool. You know. So around her face, there's a little blue in there. Now this round disc right here, this is a brush puck, and it helps me change the size of the brush. It also, excuse me, they also have a what they call a color puck, and it helps change the color. But I'm not so crazy about it, so I really don't use it that much.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Well, Scott, I think Scott is communicating to Peter,
Okay.
and he had told them the program looks to be Art Rage, I believe. And Peter responds, the program has been discontinued, but on the Autodesk site, it gave a couple of places where you could download it for free.
Yeah, this isn't Art Rage. This is Autodesk Sketchbook, and yeah, it actually what has happened with Autodesk is somebody bought them out, and they own the program, but they haven't done anything with it yet. You can still purchase it. They keep saying they have big plans for it, but I haven't heard anything as of yet. So I don't know what they're doing actually. You know, they haven't updated it in a while. It would be nice if they did. But you know, I think as long as you can get the program, it's fine. The only disappointment that I had is that for a long while the program was free, and now they're charging again for it. But it is Autodesk Sketchbook.
Okay. Well, Peter is still talking to Scott. He said he wasn't able to open those links, but he did get a copy of for his cell phone on Google Play.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, um,
Uh-huh.
no, I'm trying to go from IL Master.
Okay.
IL Master. Okay. Gil, I just wanted to tell you, your videos have been inspiring in my process of learning how to draw.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm glad.
Many thanks. And greetings from Italy.
Oh,
Italy's
okay.
from Italy. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. And Scott said thanks for the correction. Didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Now, no wonder I'm having trouble. There's no flow. Okay. There we go. So sometimes when I open up a layer, I really don't do a whole lot on that layer. I just do a little tweaking here and there, and then I go, I don't know. I guess there's no big reason for it, but I just, you know, combine it with the other layer and then continue with another open layer, you know. Oops, too light. Okay, now you see it's like I had started this kind of just throwing things down, and then I get to a point where I begin to refine it. Let me put in some kind of background color.
The light coloring, that's just to make the image pop
Yeah,
out
to
more?
chose a background that would help with that.
Okay. It's me making some noise.
Yeah.
Yeah, excuse me.
I think I did it again with the flow.
I'm sorry, say
No,
again.
I'm sometimes when I use this puck, I think sometimes it's better not to use the puck.
Sometimes when you use what?
The puck. I think it's better because it changes other properties besides the size of the brush.
Oh, I see.
It also changes the flow of the brush, which is not something I want to do. So I'll just see. I'm still thinking of pushing stuff around. I'm going to have to leave this open over here. Okay, so what I'm finding from all the painting that I've done lately is that I really need to, like, as I paint, our tendency is to go back and fix details, but what I really need to do is to make sure that the shapes that I established are the right shapes. And so I find myself in the painting always going back and going over the shapes and making sure that these little bits of the way things break up here, making sure that all of that is right. You know, the biggest mistake about doing a portrait is to approach it from the standpoint of I need to get a likeness, you know, because if you concentrate on getting a likeness, then you're going to miss the fact that you get a likeness of if you concentrate on the shapes, you know, that is in this person's face, that is going to lead you to a likeness of the person. You don't have to worry about getting the likeness. If you get the shapes right, you will have a likeness. You know, so it's a matter of what you prioritize and understanding that this is going to lead to the likeness, not the other way around.
That's a good point to make. You know, I would have thought artists, you know, were striving, you know, to get a accurate likeness of what they're painting or drawing.
Right, right. And what the likeness turns out is in the shapes.
It's in the shapes. Okay.
Yeah. It's just you want a likeness, but you got to recognize where it comes from. Whoops.
Oh,
Big
much, right?
mistakes, yeah. Big mistake. There's no big mistakes here. Not wanting to sound like, even though there's nothing wrong with it, not wanting to sound like Bob Ross, you know, there's no mistakes, just happy accidents. You know. But,
I think the show is called The Joy of Painting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wasn't trying to sound like him. Nothing wrong with it. Just, you know, just kind of funny. That what I meant was that when you work with digital, you can it's like I said, it's very forgiving. You can always either undo or
that's what I was about to say.
Right. Just paint over it.
Yeah, it's like in Microsoft Word, the undo button. You know.
It's like it never happened.
So how do you make those corrections in the traditional mediums?
Well, you just it depends on the medium that you use. You know, there's some mediums that don't let you make a lot of corrections, like watercolor. Now you can make corrections in watercolor, but you're limited to how big or how great the corrections that you make. Same thing with oils. you know, you can not actually not the same thing. You have a lot more room for corrections with oils.
Oh, okay.
You know, and say with gouache, same as you know with oils, but less so. And acrylic, you know, is the same thing as oils. You got room for corrections, but you cannot make them as fast as you would in digital.
Mhm.
So I'm going back in, checking the drawing. Okay. We have Surfix. Okay.
Yeah, Surfix. Hello, long time I didn't see you, man. So, yeah, how are you?
Okay. Well, I've been here.
Yeah.
We've been here every Saturday, right?
Yeah, we haven't missed a Saturday. You know, since you started, I mean.
Right.
Mhm. Mhm. So I'm wondering, Surface, where are you from? Uh, okay. Don't know why. Don't show you make stream. Don't know why you you don't show you make stream. Okay. Good to know you're live on Saturdays.
Mm-hmm.
Uh huh. Okay. So I think that was just a matter of not knowing what time and day.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, you come on the live stream. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there have been a lot going on the channel for some time. You know, I started the Gouache 101 where I post every week. So mostly I try to post something new on Thursday. I only messed up one time and I wound up, instead of Thursday, posting it on Saturday just because I lost track of the week. You know,
Okay.
but other than that, you know, I have 4 episodes there where I talk about gouache, do like a gouache 101, and whoa, whoa, whoa. So there's a lot going on the channel.
Okay. Well, he says okay.
this. Pull this down. So now I'm really drawing with this brush.
When you talk about the shapes, making sure that they're proportioned well, and you're talking about everything. You're talking about the eyes, the nose.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm talking about the big shape
so
of things.
The shape of everything that's there that you see. Okay. And if you concentrate on the shapes, then the likeness will come.
Yeah, because what I don't want to do is concentrate on what people would think are like details. Like it's very important. Like what sometimes I see people do is instead of drawing the shadow shapes around the eyes, they draw this. For the eye, and that's not what you see there.
Okay.
Right. You don't want. This is what you call a symbol. And so I don't want to paint symbols. I want to paint what the eye would look like, or the shape of the eye. And then when I get that right, it will, it will look like the eye, so
Okay.
rather than like that symbol.
I see. But isn't the symbols important? Don't you start off with the symbols at first? No.
No.
Okay.
You start off with symbols as a child. That's what you draw, because you that's what represents what you think you see. But when you continue to observe in life, then you start to see the way things look. And then you know, it's not those symbols. That's just kind of like hieroglyphics. Hieroglyphics are symbols that are meant to communicate ideas, and that's our first written language, right?
Okay.
But to be clear, they still made paintings. I'm talking about the Egyptians. The hieroglyphics are a kind of form of a communication, but the paintings, even though the paintings are very formal, and very much about symbolism too, but the whole idea of you needed something more to communicate the things that you want.
Okay.
So what I do is I try to get the big overall shape, then come back into it and start painting, start breaking up those shapes. And I get smaller and smaller shapes in the eyes, the nose, until it comes down to the thing that you're painting. Or it comes down to what people would see as detail.
Mm-hmm.
But it's actually refinement of all those shapes.
Okay. And the tinge of blue that I see in this portrait, that's, are you showing that light is reflecting, the sunlight is reflecting on the skin?
It's not just sunlight.
The skin
it's just,
in the hair.
Yeah, it's the light, the blue of the sky. Could be what the reason for that blue that you see, and it's just what light does is that the color bounces around all over the place, and so what you get is a reflection of the color that's in the atmosphere, just in the atmosphere around you. So that's why you would get the blues, the different colors, because they're somewhere in the atmosphere around you.
Okay.
Now, you see how this brush is kind of fuzzy. If we can go to, let me see, the brush I just made right at the beginning of this, and you can see the difference in how crisp and how sharp this brush is in comparison.
Okay.
So if I wanted to do like an inking brush, this brush would actually be perfect for inking, cross-hatching, what have you. Maybe, you get a bit of a taper. I probably have to play with this shape a little bit more to get more of the taper.
To get more of a what?
A tapered, the ending tapering off. But that's just to say that we did that brush at the very beginning of this stream, and okay. Well, we created the brush at the very beginning of the stream.
Right.
And this is a similar do-it-yourself brush, which is a great feature in Sketchbook. Every program really has a way where you can, or just about as far as I know, every program has a way where you can create your own brush. I just find that Sketchbook has always been easy to learn, easy to figure these things out.
In Sketchbook.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, well, surface want to know, did you try Procreate?
No, I didn't, and I'll tell you the only reason why I did not try Procreate is because I would have to get a what you might call it, an iPad. What is it? It's not called an iPad. It's I would have to buy the hardware in order to use it, because it's not they don't make a version of it for the PC. It's just for use with the iPad, and I kind of feel like it's unfair. Like I have to buy the hardware in order to use it.
Oh, you're thinking it should be available for the PC?
Yeah,
That's what you're saying?
Yeah, it's basically just for just you have to buy the iPad to use it.
Okay. He said, well, Surfix says, yeah, iPad.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You have to buy the iPad to use it. And I've seen people do stuff on it. I would love to try it, but I just don't have the money to spend on an iPad. That's,
Well, yeah, Apple's, that's an Apple product,
yeah,
right? I'm not,
yeah.
yeah, they are, I'm not saying they're not quality, but their stuff is expensive.
Yeah. This stuff is quality. It's good.
Uh-huh.
And I don't think they make the software, but I think they have a partnership with whoever created the software, that it's exclusive for
For the iPad?
For the iPad, or I don't know if you can use it on a Mac computer.
Mm-hmm.
If you can use it on that, it would make sense that you should be able to.
It would be.
But it's strictly for iPad users. So I would love to use it. I think that it looks like a terrific program. I just whoever's the boss of what is it, of Apple now? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't
now.
think it's Cook.
I don't know who it is. But you know what? I would, I just can't afford to buy your products. So, but if you guys would like to see me work in that, you can always, do things like buy me a cup of coffee, contribute, and then, hey, I can afford to buy this equipment. Sorry, I just had to put that in there.
You had to throw that in.
Had to throw it in there.
Okay.
Because what the heck? An artist got to make a living.
Yeah. They got bills too, right?
Yeah. Got bills, got family, everything.
I really love the way this is shaping and coming out. It really looks good.
I got a long way to go in this.
Oh, okay. I can see what you mean, to concentrate on the shapes and, the likeness will come.
Yeah.
It almost remind me of the same build it, they will come. If you build it, they will come.
Ray's hearing voices? Who's hearing voices? Ray is.
No, I'm not.
That's a great baseball movie.
Yeah, well, it wasn't really about baseball,
To me it was.
Well, it really, I think, like Gold the Distance, what else is that? Gold the Distance, Jesus Pain, so. For those that are wondering, what are we talking about? We're talking about the movie Fields of Dreams with Kevin Costner. And who else was in it?
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones, Ray
Lagota.
Yeah. It was a good movie. I think, when was that movie made? I'm not sure. I don't know if it's 1989. That's what I'm thinking. I think somewhere in the 1980s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I might be. Let's see. Let me see if I can look it up. Field of Dreams. Oh, 1999. I was right.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Surprised it was that long ago.
Yeah.
When you look up things like that, you realize how much time has just gone by.
Okay. Well, Surfix responded. He said, I think you were talking about the iPad and having to buy that in order to use Procreate.
Yes.
He says, yeah, after I saw you the first time, I tried Sketchbook on my old PC, but it was very old and didn't work properly. I think he's saying I find second generation iPad, the second, I bought it and it's a good thing, but that's true, it's expensive.
Yeah. You know what, I have, cause what I have here is, I'm able to draw on I don't have a Cintiq. I have what is a Cintiq knockoff, it's called a monoprice. I used to own a Cintiq. It was a very small one. And this was years ago, late 90s, right? That I bought a Cintiq. And it was nice. It was nice having it. So I'm able to take the stylus and draw on my monitor. So I think that I like that that you can take the iPad, what is it, the iPad Pro or something like that, and you're able to draw with it with the pencil, and and then I like that it's portable too, but it's just expensive, So I would definitely get one, and I think that if you can afford it, go for it. It's definitely great to have that, and to have that portability with the with the iPad. But it, like I said, it's expensive, and for that reason, I'm just not purchasing one. I did try a long time ago to use the Surface Pro. Surface Pro was okay, but it was disappointing. It wasn't as good as having the iPad, in my opinion. Matter of fact, I still have my Surface Pro. I just don't use it for drawing and painting, because I can actually do better on this bigger screen than restricting myself to that small screen. And that's another thing. I think that a lot of people do great work, do great work with Procreate, but you got to work on such a small screen, and I like working big. Well, it's the reason why I got the monitor I got today, because I like I said, I used to have a Cintiq, but that Cintiq was small. You know, it was a small Cintiq, and I wanted something bigger, so I started shopping around. I couldn't afford one of those large Cintiqs, so I started shopping around for something that would be, that would be more affordable and it works. Because I seen that there were a lot of options, you know, as far as screens are concerned, but not all of them were good. So I had to find something that I was going to be happy with for the money that I was going to spend. So I bought this. This is about a 22-inch screen to work on, and rather than paying like what it costs over $1,000, or maybe close to $2,000 for something similar in a Cintiq. And this monitor actually cost me just a few dollars over 500. So I was able to purchase this, and this has been years now, and I'm still using it. I'm still happy with my purchase. It worked for me. I would definitely, if you can afford it, get a Cintiq. If you can't afford it, shop around.
Okay. Well, Surfit says, I use bamboo
Wacom bamboo, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He says, and work fine, good quality.
Yeah. Well, you're not going to go wrong with Wacom products, that's for sure. I also had a bamboo. I just like drawing directly on the screen. There's something about it that is just, it's similar to drawing directly on paper or painting like on a canvas, where it's more natural to me.
Okay.
But yeah, you can't go wrong with Wacom products.
Yeah. His last statement, but I need more skill to make beautiful things like you.
Oh well. Everything comes with practice.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm practicing now.
Yeah, you've been doing this since you were a small child, right? Drawing and drawing mostly when you were younger, and painting in your teen years, right?
Yeah, when I was starting in high school.
Yeah.
In high school, I had the good fortune of going to the High School of Art and Design in New York City, and there I began to paint in oils, working from the model, which was just a great experience.
Okay. Well, Suffolk says, yeah, iPads have only 11 and 13 inch on 11, 13 inch. On PC, you can have 24-inch monitor.
Mm.
That's better. And small tablet like Wacom bamboo, and it's no problem.
Right.
Okay. He says, I have that old one, 10-inch. It's really small.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm about ready to stop this here, there's a lot that I have to do to this, and I think that I will. And of course, I will, after I'm done with this, I will post it on my community page. But listen, I hope you guys had fun doing your own work here. And definitely, if you liked, like the video, just do us a favor and just share it. Hit the like button, of course. Share the video, and let your friends know about it. Whoever might be interested in painting and joining us on Saturday for these live streams. So again, we will be here Saturday, and we appreciate that you guys spent this time with us. And we'll be here again, like I said, on Saturday. All right?
Okay, well, bye and have a good week, everybody.
Okay, all right. Okay.